Welcome to the next in our series of the Knowledge Mobilization Flash Talks. This is a series that is in partnership with the Wisconsin Center for Education Research, as well as the Department of Public Instruction, with support from the United States Department of Education. Today, we are joined by Jessica Arrigoni, who's going to present on the Educator Effectiveness System in Wisconsin. She's joined by a number of colleagues who she will introduce as well. And as you know from previous sessions, Jessica is going to take about 5 minutes to present a flash talk around educator effectiveness, and then we will break out into some small groups to discuss the prompt that she's going to present us with. So with that, thank you so much, Jessica, for being here, and you can take it away.
All righty, you can move to the next slide if you don't mind. So yes, my name is Jessica Arrigoni. I am a researcher with the Wisconsin Evaluation Collaborative, along with Anna Lee. I am joined today by my colleague Steve Kimball, and Chris Joannis may also jump on, as well as some of our DPI colleagues who we have been partnering in this work for many years. I see Cynthia Hoffman there. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for coming. I'm going to very briefly talk about WEC's role in supporting the statewide educator professional learning system and how the system is being refined to better support teaching and learning for all students in the state of Wisconsin. Annalie, can you move the slide? So to give you a little historical overview of the educator effectiveness system, otherwise known as the EE system, it was first implemented statewide in 2014-15. It is a professional learning system designed for both teachers and principals. It is a learning-centered system. It is not an accountability-based system, and it's built on a continuous improvement framework. There are several flexibilities that have been purposely built into the system. Districts are allowed to implement it in a way that best supports their teachers and principals, and districts are also allowed to select the model that best fits their needs. So they can either adopt the state model, they can adopt the CESA 6 model, or they can apply for equivalency to the state model and implement their very own educator effectiveness system. Annalie, will you move the slide, please? So our support of the EE system actually began prior to statewide implementation. We began helping with the development of the EE system in about 2012, and our technical assistance has included things like research, communications, training development, the development of the Wisconsin Principal Leadership Standards, facilitation of meetings and work groups, qualitative evaluation, things such as case studies, interviews, and focus groups, and the development of the 5 principles of learning-centered evaluation in partnership with the former EDS director, Katie Rainey. We also collaborate on the external evaluation of educator effectiveness, which is led by the Office of Socially Responsible Evaluation and Education out of UW-Milwaukee. And we're one of 3 partners in the Wisconsin Educator Effectiveness Research Partnership, which supports the evaluation and then also research on the Wisconsin Educator Effectiveness System. Annalie, can you move the slide forward, please? So it's been about 7 years since the system was implemented statewide, and both the external evaluation and then also formative evaluations have identified some areas for improvement. So the 21-22 pilot and then the 22-23 statewide system calibration is addressing 3 goals: emphasizing best practice, elevating equity, and reducing burden. In terms of emphasizing best practice, these is things related to observations and types of and formats for feedback. It is also making sure that districts can understand and integrate the 5 principles of learning-centered evaluation, which are trust, educator-developed goals, the use of a common framework, continuous improvement that is guided by feedback, and then also integration of the system, that it's not a standalone checkoff system. In terms of elevating equity, the system is being purposely being built in to have culturally and linguistically responsive prompts for educators when they are doing self-reflection, when also they're having professional conversations. And then in terms of goal setting, educators will no longer set goals around a subset of students, but they will instead develop tiered goals that include all of their students in hopes of accelerating the learning of all students. There will also be an equity survey that schools are going to administer to students, families, and their educators. And then they can use those responses to help develop their goals and then also identify their improvement priorities. In terms of reducing burden, this is things like number of meetings, artifact collection, and then also record keeping in forums. So WEC's role in the pilot, along with DPI, has been to plan the system changes and to help develop pilot materials. And then along with SHREED, plan and implement the pilot evaluation. And then all along the way, provide EDS team, ongoing pilot feedback to inform statewide changes. Annalee? So I'm not quite sure if I've hit the 5-minute mark yet. I think I'm pretty close. I could turn it over to Steve for some color commentary, or Cynthia, but I tried to give you all a very high level overview of the EE system and some of the ways that it is trying to address equity in our state. And I'm hoping that in breakout sessions, you all can talk about what are some of the ways that teachers and principals can use a professional learning system to address opportunity gaps and equity in the state of Wisconsin. Thank you for joining today and listening to me speak. And I believe that Annalee on the landing page has put a link to some resources and to our contact information. So, and I'm going to put this question in the chat before I forget.